Hey guys, this is James Wilson with MTB Strength Training Systems at BikeJames.com, and today I want to give you a tip on how you can make an exercise harder without necessarily having to increase the load. So this is a great trick, or tip I guess, as the case may be, when you're doing a bodyweight routine and you don't have access to any sort of dumbbells or any sort of extra load, or if you have access to a very limited number of dumbbells and you're starting to get stronger than the weights that you have, then this is a good way to continue to make some exercises harder, while continuing to work within those limitations. So anyways, it's called the 1.5 technique, and basically what it does is each repetition has you go through 1.5 reps. And so the easiest way to explain it is to demonstrate a couple exercises with it. And so we're going to do an extra half rep in the hardest range of motion of the exercise. So for example, when we're doing a push-up, if we wanted to do the 1.5 technique with this, we would come down all the way, come halfway back up, back down, and up. That's 1. So down, up half, down, that's 2. Down, up half, down, that would be 3. So for the push-up, the hardest range of motion is that bottom part. Coming off the floor to halfway back up is our hardest range of motion. So we're going to do an extra half rep in that hardest range. And so, again, like I said, this is 2 things for us. It definitely makes the exercise harder. So doing 8 reps, 1.5 times is going to be way more fatiguing than just doing 8 straight reps. And it's also going to allow you to really hammer and get strong on that weak range of motion in the exercise. So, you're only as strong as that weakest link, and so if you're able to kind of bring it up, then it's going to help you bring the whole range of motion up as well. So a couple other exercises that work real well with this are things like the Bulgarian split squat. So you've got one foot back on the bench behind you, and you're set. With this one's like a push-up. You'll come all the way down, halfway up, back down, and all the way up. That would be 1. Down, halfway, down, all the way up. So you could also do the same thing with a regular split squat. If you don't want to do a Bulgarian, so feet split apart, all the way down, halfway up, all the way down, all the way up. So that would be how you do it with a regular split squat. And also squats themselves, just like regular bodyweight squats, or even adding some load. So again, just standing, feet shoulder width apart, squatting down, halfway up, back down, all the way up, down, halfway up, down, all the way up. So there's a couple different exercises there. Like I said, you can basically apply this technique to almost any exercise. You just have to work the hardest range of motion in that exercise. So that may depend a little bit. So for example, like a shoulder press, you may find that your hardest range of motion is getting it started, and once you get started, you're able to lock it out pretty easily. For other people, you may find that getting it started isn't that bad. You can get it started, it's just getting to the top and getting it to lock out that's the hard part. So for some exercises, you're going to have to pay attention. Where is your particular weak range? So you want to make sure that you're adding an extra half range there. So, with the shoulder press example, if the bottom half was your hard part, you want to do half a rep, come down, and then go all the way back up. But if the top part was your hard part, you go all the way up, halfway down, do another rep, and then back down. So just making sure that you're working that extra half range of motion wherever it's most difficult for you. So anyway, that's a good technique, especially stuff with like squats and push-ups and things like that. A really good way to take simple bodyweight exercises and get a little bit extra out of them once they stop presenting as much of a challenge for you. So anyways, once again, this has been James Wilson with MTB Strength Training Systems at BikeJames.com. Hope you guys have enjoyed this tip, and I'll talk to you guys in my next one.